Anyone who listens to the show knows that you called this one exactly right. Joe Joyce gets beat up badly by Zhilei Zhang, the big Chinese heavyweight. I mean, it was hard to watch because I think Joe Joyce is a good person from what I've seen and heard of him. And it was, I had a hard time watching it because, I mean, he didn't look good. I don't see where he even goes from here based on this performance. He just got pummeled by Zhang.
Well, I'm worried about him. I'd be worried about him.
I'm curious to hear from you if you think that Zhang was just so good that he made Joyce look helpless, or if Joyce just didn't have it that night, or a combination of both. But third round knockout, set him up with straight left to the body. You called it. Left hook, put him away. Right hook, and boom, face first, knocked out. Easy work for Zhang, seemingly.
Yeah, he won. Rematch. Zhang won the first one, as we talked about. He stopped Joyce, I think, 6th round, whatever it was. Well, officially it was due because he closed his eye.
Yeah, Joyce took a lot of heat there because technically he said he couldn't go on, or he couldn't see, which is the same as saying, like, I've had enough.
Sure. Well, listen, his eye got closed in the first one, but it wasn't because a mosquito flew into it. You know what I mean? It was.
He didn't get stung by a bee.
He didn't get stung by a bee. All right, he got stung by an avalanche of punches, crashing into, into his eye and the rest of his head. We did get this one right. And again, if you called my bookie with our pick, you might actually be eating, what I'm gonna guess Ken might be eating tonight. A nice Kobe steak. You just might. I had actually said. I actually went deeper. I actually had said that Joyce was a shot fighter who'd been hit with too many punches over his career because he was never taught properly, and that saddens me. Because when you got a guy that tough, that much of a granite chin, that willing, and he's not taught right in this sport, and there's a lot of guys out there that just, they shouldn't be trainers, quite frankly. I don't know who those guys are, but when you got a tough guy like this, it is really, I actually get angry that a kid like this never got taught any of the basics like defense, but just the basic rudimental, fundamental things that you're responsible to teach a guy. If you're going to wear that hat as a trainer, you're responsible to teach him that. Not just to walk in there and take punches until the other guy's hand gets broke or gets so tired hitting you that he falls apart. And he falls down, crumbles into a heap. No, you're supposed to teach him something along the lines of what they call the sweet science. And so when I'm watching it, I'm saddened. I'm actually angry that I don't know his guys, but that I know some of the guys in this sport shouldn't be in this sport because they don't know how to teach a fighter what a fighter should be taught. Quite frankly. And it made me think of that movie. I like to use those analogies when they fit life, some of these movies. And it's an iconic, tremendous movie. Ken, I don't know if it's on your list, but A Bronx Tale. A Bronx Tale.
Oh, yeah.
And it's that scene where Sonny from the Bronx Tale, the wise guy from the Bronx, where he says to C, the kid that was hanging around him that, idolized him, he says to C, there's nothing worse than wasted talent. And that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. Nothing worse than wasted talent. And this kid never got a chance to develop what could have been. I'm going to step out. People are going to get mad. Guess what? Ask me if I care. Go ahead, ask me. No! I don't, Sam. I actually don't care. Because I'm going to tell you what, It's not my way. I think you know this. If you've been watching me for 100 years on ESPN, the Olympics, NBC, wherever, and here, and also on Pro Box now I'm doing with really a couple great guys, Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri. It's fun working with them. And all the people there that are there.
Really nice guys.
They're good guys. So, and they know what the hell they're obviously talking about. But I know I almost apologize for what I'm going to say. But if I was training Joe Joyce, I'm going to tell you, at the right time, it's too late. He's all used up. But at the right time, he's heavyweight champ of the world. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, that's confidence, bravado, you could call it, not being gracious. You could call it braggadocious. I never do that. Never. But I got so pissed watching this. Wasted talent. And that's just how I feel. I know that if I had a guy like that, that's that tough, that strong, he could punch, I'm gonna teach him the things he needs to use those qualities to a better level, to a more efficient level, a more effective level, where he doesn't just get beaten down to the point where there's nothing left of him, which has been happening through his whole career. It's like I say about a rock. You can't take a sledgehammer every day and bang at a rock, a big rock, a boulder, and bang at it every day, and nothing happens. Nothing. It's a rock. Just like people thought his chin was granite. Nothing happened. But you keep banging with the rock. You keep taking that sledgehammer, banging, and then all of a sudden, a year later, you come back and you kind of rest against the rock. You say, I'm going to take a little rest. You lean against the rock. Whoop. And you fall down because a piece of the rock breaks off. Because even a rock can only take so many hits. And a human chin, a human skull, can only take so many hits. I'm concerned that he gets out the door safely. I really am. Because, again, the rock couldn't take that many hits. A human being cannot take that many hits. And to your point, beautiful point, was it that Zhang was that great, or was it the other? Well, Zhang was good, and he was prepared. But it was a lot of the other. That this guy, he was the rock that all you had to do was touch it and a piece fell off. He didn't used to be that guy, but he's been reduced to that guy. He is that guy now. So whether it was Zhang or someone else hitting him, this was going to happen at this point because of the punishment he's taken over too long a period of time. So I just hope for his welfare. I'm not trying to stop someone from making money, but I'm trying to stop someone from getting hurt. And I just hope that he gets out the door safely. So my description before the fight, I was saying that if he was around when Muhammad Ali was around, Ali used to nickname everybody. And I don't remember if he called Foreman the Mummy or what, but he would have definitely called Joyce the Mummy. And that's how I described the fight going in last week. That he had cement feet. You couldn't miss him if you tried. I mean, you turn the lights off, you still hit him. It's like he's got a magnet attached to his head, drawing the punches. That is how ridiculously easy he is to get hit or to hit. And like I said, I described the Mummy not to make fun of him, but to make the clear vision of how slow and how plodding, how cement-footed, how predictable he really was. And he was. And I also made the point and my son reminded me, that I said Zhang ain't no Fred Astaire. But he looked like Fred Astaire compared, to Joyce. I mean, so at the end of the day, as I said, I hope he can be healthy as the years go by, and a lot of that's got to do with what they do with him now.